Hello everybody and welcome back. It's the Summit 5 European Qualifier. We're in phase number 2 and we're getting ready to wind things down from 4 teams and see which is going to be the one team to qualify and make it out here to Los Angeles and, you know, hang on the couch, compete for some $100,000 and have a good time. KotLGuy for Beyond the Summit, going to be joined again by Mr. Ryuuboruzz. Here we go, Ryu. Game number 1, Swift and Fast Virtus Pro. They did not have any stuns in their lineup, but they did not stutter step one bit. They got the job done after what felt like a shaky start, and the game was over within 20 minutes. What is Alliance going to do to shake things up for game number 2, you think?
Yeah, they didn't have any stuns really early on until they got their ultis, and that means that Alliance can punish them around the map at times, whereas the Phoenix needed the levels right, and they desperately needed on the Disruptor too for the glimpses and the ulti too. But they just didn't play aggressive enough around the map. They prioritized shutting down Void last game, which was nice and all, but then everything just collapsed after 6 or 7 minutes for Alliance, and they just couldn't find their footing ever again. But now, shoes on the other foot now. We have Disruptor for Alliance. Slardar here, most likely going to be played by Bulldog. And then VP. Having the Doom and Night Stalker, 2 tanky heroes, a lot of control around the map, and potentially a strong dual lane. Potentially strong, or one of them, Iron Taloning to victory.
Yeah, definitely versatility there, but nonetheless, one of these two are going to be, in that more core position to come online fast. Bulldog did play in the off lane for Alliance in the previous game, and it started wonderfully. He got that double kill in the mid lane, and probably boosted his confidence enough to kind of push for that greedy Midas pickup. But this go around, we'll have to see if things change up a bit. But it looks like we are going to be good. And, sorry, I'm still also making sure some settings are underway, but it looks like we're fine here. So phase number 2, though, Alliance will be banning out the Sven on this one. I guess fearing that Virtus Pro could kind of go into some sort of heavy burst fire, but that would put them on some serious melee picks here.
It's really good for the Slardar amplify damage to Warcry, and also just chasing potential with when you have Doom already having Scorched Earth, like max movement speed, Night Stalker max movement speed, it feels like, and then Sven. It's just tanky heroes just constantly running at you all the time, and it's very overwhelming at times.
And a Rubik, believe it or not, is going to be coming out as the choice here for Alliance. Not a very popular pick in recent times. I've seen it kind of as some teams counter, I watched recently VG Gaming Reborn tried to use it as a response to an early favored grab for Phoenix, and that way you can kind of get that death rate easily for yourself, I suppose, but and also very good against the Phoenix in the laning phase. But here and now, I guess just, being able to potentially have a game changer in stealing up the Doom and, looking for just a support who can kind of roam around the lanes and find some setup. Alliance seem to think that this is going to be the pick for him, but look at this. Now they go for Leshreck. Synderen's in their corner, but this is not a very popular pickup here. I'm curious to see the intentions behind it, as it looks like it will indeed be a S4 mid lane Lesh.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what they're going to do. It looks like Juggernaut for Alliance, maybe their last pick, and they're going to wanting to constantly pressure and push down the towers. Like you talked about, Lesh can still go Edict. I'm going to be very curious to see what S4 does in this mid lane. Is he still going to go for the Lightning? Because of the slow duration, you actually need to have it max for you to set up the stunts. But as we talk about, Diabolic Edict is really good when you're trying to go for those pushes. It has a lot of bursts. But the Pulse Nova, it's very strong against this lineup. Once you get doomed, as long as you have the Pulse Nova on, it'll stay on. So constantly can keep bursting out the damage. And so it's going to have to figure out what they're going to do with that. Alliance, I'm not sure if they're going to go aggressive right now, but they could. I feel like they want Bulldog, maybe safe lane starter, and they want to go aggressive with the Juggernaut. And they just want to win by 25, 30 minutes. But this is just the perfect response now from Virtus Pro. They have ways to deal with the Viper with the Slardar. Amplified damage will help out a lot. But a lot of their damage right now from Alliance is magical. So this Viper pick is perfect here, and it counters a lot of what Alliance want to do. and they have tanky heroes already for VP. They have this Venge save for the Viper if he ever gets, you know, caught out. So right now, I would heavily favor VP's lineup, like, you know, 80%, 20. I have to see the remaining picks right now, but it just looks so much stronger right now.
Yeah, again, you know, as we saw in like the first game where they reserved G's pick for that 5th pick, they want to secure some laning dominance here, and that's why you get a Viper. I mean, outside of that, Viper's a filthy hero, very disgusting, but he does what he needs to do in that laning phase to kind of assert his dominance, and he's one of the best laners in the game because of that. So matchup against Leshrek's going to be a tough one, and you know, Rubik and Disruptor could try their best to hang around the mid lane and help out S4, but that's not probably the best supports you were hoping for to kind of be in that kind of, you know, situation. So we'll have to see what Alliance are going to do to try to game plan around it, and yeah, we'll have to see if it is going to be the Lotus Slardar here, or if maybe, given this new piece of intel, they might have to kind of play an audible call or not. Alliance will last phase ban out the Juggernaut on this one. And
yeah, I wonder if they go for CK, Dakota. Like, this is a really good game for CK for Alliance. You don't have your Wisp, Tether, or like CM to help out with the mana problems, but they don't have much for, you know, illusion based. So even like CK or PL potentially. The problem is, like, can you hold on to the later stage of the game? Because last game, a game ended at 20 minutes, and I could say the same thing happening if Alliance get too greedy with their last pick. That's why I don't want to see a PL. That's why I would rather see a CK, just because you can get very aggressive very early on. And I think with Rubik, Disruptor, CK, I don't think Virtus Pro, whatever their last pick is going to be, can stand against that tri-lane. We'll have to see, though. Nice Brood ban. That could have been a potential for Alliance. Just try it, as we talked about, play a very aggressive early game and try to end it by the 30-minute mark. But Virtus Pro, they need a carry here that's left.
We have seen them go for the Lifestealer in the past, but if the response for Alliance is an illusion-based hero, maybe they could work around it a bit, but just typically you think on paper, either Lifestealer or like Anti-Mage is like the go-to punch against Lesh, back when like Lesh was like the famous OP disco pony, but yeah,
Spark is not good here. Spectres could. Oh yeah, Spectres.
Hey, is that a?
Could be a core. It doesn't really matter. This Abaddon pick is just so crucial right now because Slardar is like their only burst or control to damage Night Stalker, Doom, Viper, all these heroes, because they need some physical forms to burst Doom, and then you just take it off with the shield. And sure, Rubik, this is actually one of those games where I was going to go back and talk about Rubik, where it's like, okay, you normally want to pick Rubik when you're going against, like, talk about Phoenix, Omni Knight, and Abaddon, because you just steal their spells, and then you're so useful then. So they can constantly steal the Aphotic Shield, could help out for Alliance, but they need Alliance. They need a prayer right now, honestly. Their lineup is so strong from VP, so strong.
Yeah, the Loda hero could be the tool here that they go for if they want to be shoving Bulldog on that Slardar, but they will certainly need some sort of game changer here. It's, you know, a lineup from Virtus Pro that maybe they could kite around with the exception of working with the Venge swap. A lot of these heroes do need to kind of be into the grind. A Lycan, you think, could be possible? Yeah.
I think that's their only hope. You need a hero that doesn't need to be affected by the Doom as a core. And Lycan's just the best there because he can constantly stick on the targets. They only have one stun with the Vengeful Spirit. And it's a lot of physical right-click DPS that they desperately need. I mean, we could still see an Alchemist, too. But
5 seconds remaining.
Does work with them being on Dire side, and you need a Roche-capable hero. And, ooh, Faceless Void. So it looks like it will be possibly a Lotus Slardar here. Or it could be, you know, Lodo Faceless Void. He's played that in the past, but more than likely I would anticipate this is going to be Bulldog on the Faceless Void here. So a bit of a different pace by them. You know, the interaction between Slardar and Faceless Void could be a bit suspect in itself, but does feel like maybe a necessary tool that Alliance need to go for here. Faceless Void is very good against this, you know, what I was kind of alluding to for Virtus Pro, where they have this lineup that needs to be kind of in close quarters to make it work, you know, obviously with the exception of Vengeful Spirit looking for the swap, but they could all get caught under a chrono. But, you know, Viper also could do a lot of work from the outside of a bubble if he's not caught under it, so.
He could do a lot of inside, too. I mean, just, that's the point. You get tanking up, as long as Vengeance is outside the chrono, I just see
5
Virtus
seconds
Pro winning a
remaining.
lot of these team fights. And if Alliance aren't playing 5v5 this game, they're going to lose within 20 minutes. And they're going to have to win a lot of team fights early on if they want to survive. Because I do think that Alliance's draft could be very scary going into later game stages, but they have to shut down the Viper, and they have to find ways to shut down the Viper key hero here, because I don't think they're going to be able to shut down the other heroes. Maybe whoever's going off lane, but this is interesting. Both games now VP, smoking up, just warding around the map.
Yeah, they got no fear of smoke right away so that he could see if anybody was looking to block out his camp. Ake was first technically on the scene to get a ward down, but he used that ward in the mid lane to put the advantage there. But now with this extra bit of vision from Virtus Pro, they could just see exactly how the lanes are going to be potentially panning out. He sees vision of Ake hustling all the way towards that top lane to just try to see if the off laner is going to plant a ward there. They'll see Loda is going to be playing the Slardar to like join his side, and this is some good early intel from Virtus Pro. It does leave their bottom half of the map a bit in the dark, but I'm anxious to see what they're looking to do with this early piece of information. And you know, Yoki is already trying to be the gatekeeper here at the top of the hill, and they will easily avoid the trouble from Alliance in this early roam.
So where are they going to put it? Oh, they actually know it's getting placed there too. They actually pinged it.
Yep.
Pinged it again. Any more pings? Do we?
The battle
No, but
begins.
Very good
EGM.
for Virtus Pro, and they have sentries to work with as well, so they will definitely be able to take down the ward. And EGM actually hanging around this mid lane here. Oh my goodness, he could... Oh no, the courier looks like it's going to be heading more south. Virtus Pro, oh, now it's back mid, but EGM's still here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. EGM's eyeballing it. He's going to go for it, I think. He'll see it in lane, and now he might creep in. He's got the golden staff. Can he get it? Come here, you little son of a gun. Bop. Oh, it moves! It moves! They see it!
Too
They see it
fast.
just in time, and they pull it back and away. And Rubik not going to be able to get the courier grab. Very close, though.
It's still a good attempt, although it wastes a lot of time. But this is also really good too, because they're going to be able to shut down G. Might get first blood here.
Okay, nice pull back into the stun. Beautifully done. We typically see that, you know, as a support pairing in itself, but, you know, Alliance showing that they've been a team since what feels like nearly the start of Dota, and they have flawless execution on their first gank for G in the mid lane.
That's what we talked about. Need to shut down the Viper ASAP. And what better way than to set that up? That was a kind of a misplay coming in from G2. He saw the Rubik coming from his left, so he could have hugged the right side a little bit better. But more action, rotation in the top lane. No Fear is trying to find out where he wants to go. It's
He
like,
just dropped
where
the
should I go?
sentry, so they see that Ob's at the high ground, but obviously he can't do anything about it. Yoku can't do anything about it. Actually,
A Tango.
only Vengeful Spirit, or yeah, a Tango. Okay, unless he can't get it. Nope.
It's
Dire's
expired
middle
too long. So
tower
I
is
think
under
what
attack.
happened is he's like, okay, Yoku, I want you to take it. I want you to take this 100 gold and the XP. But he waited too long, and then it.
Yep. The vision from a sentry is not very long. Sometimes I feel like I'm lucky to get the D ward within the duration of its vision, but yeah, because of that, try to be a complement handoff. Doom's not going to be able to take it down. The ward will still stay until they get some sort of ranged action up there to kind of take care of it. But flirting around the mid lane now, and FNG is going on the move with his Vengeful Spirit here, but it's a lot of attention towards his mid lane. EGM still around, and now even No Fear looking to show up with the Golem ability. He makes his move for S4, lobs out the rock, boom, chucks, hits in the head, and look at that. Flank from the other side. FNG will be waiting for him. Beautiful pincer play coming out from Virtus Pro. They'll get their response and revenge for G in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's a really good smart rotation coming in from FNG. You can't zone out a Faceless Void when you have an Abaddon core and Avenge. Like, there's just no way. So all you can do is pull and go for runes, and then if you can still make those plays in the mid lane, because Lesh doesn't have an escape mechanism. So good play. You're gonna put some damage here on G. They shouldn't be able to kill him, but
Oh, they're hurting him
EGM,
pretty hard
yeah.
though, but G wants to fight. No Fear's here, chucks another rock, boop, bops him up. No Fear looking to go in, gets the kill. Virtus Pro will pick up that one, but
stopped the stun.
Alliance here not looking to go down without a fight. Oh no, swing and a miss on the stun. They might get a follow-up Fairy Fire, and no, the right click. Thank you so much, Ice Frog, for that increased melee damage or melee attack range. Doom goes down. 2 baby Doomlings pop up. No Fear doesn't care about his babies, though, and will just let them die, apparently. But
it's over at all, but they have to start playing better in this mid lane. Like, S4 only has 8 CS at 4 minutes in the game, and he's already died twice. So this is not the start you wanted for Alliance, and he needs to have a
Trouble's
good tempo.
coming. It ain't going to get any easier.
First, maybe he'll go for the drums, Vlad's, or he might just go for Vlad's first or something, just to help out for the pushes. But it's going to be a utility, you know, Abaddon, and then Mechanism from Viper. And they're just going to have so much sustain in the team fights. I just don't see how Alliance is going to burst them. I'm not saying it's over at all, but they have to start playing better in this mid lane. Like, S4 only has 8 CS at 4 minutes in the game, and he's already died twice. So this is not the start you wanted for Alliance, and he needs to have a
Trouble's
good tempo.
coming. It ain't going to get any easier. If S4 turns around right now, okay, he's not going to be able to. Trouble runs right into his path here. FNG actually takes the high ground here, sees EGM, and they might swing around for him. EGM is going to be first to pull off, and it looks like he will avoid the trouble, but this is Virtus Pro style.
Hey, look.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Virtus Pro, but you know, they really wanted to make sure they got the mid lane vision here, and now they're looking to surround EGM. S4 is still not back yet, and by the time he gets back, his partner is going to be dead, and he's gone. Virtus Pro, 4 in the mid lane, and this is just what feels like, Ryu, typical Virtus Pro. Bloodthirsty, hungry, and firing on all cylinders right out of the gate, and their lineup complements that to just continue to get better and better as we go. You know, they're hungry right off the bat. 4 minutes hits. They got the darkness. You know, soon enough, Viper's going to hit his level 6. And Aloha Dance hasn't even entered the game. And now they're going to be heading mid lane. They're going to get another kill on S4. Oh my goodness. No Fear is going to be going down as a response. And now Bulldog shows up. He's not level 6 yet. He's hustling in, trying to get FNG with the help of the time dilation. But meanwhile, G and Yoku looking to go on the back lines. Bulldog will be able to take down FNG. It's a decent fight for Alliance, but they would love to get a lot more, as they now have 4 here to kind of deal with the pressure. G able to get close enough, and they are going to be bursting down Ake, but finally they will take down that pesky Viper and take a little bit of a net worth swing back their way. A double kill for Bulldog. We've seen that one before. And now it's Yoku being chased from S4 here. EGM looking to cut him off, and he tries to jump right. This is going to be a long-winded chase. Yoku is already bought out, and now is just creating space. Yeah, S4 is like, I'm going to chase this guy for the kill. I need it. And he's not going to get the stun. He will try to get the XP, but he is still only level 4. Oh.
This is why you don't pick Leshrac, guys. I mean, the hero is super squishy. It's just a perfect counter pick, too, from coming in from VP, honestly. Sometimes you don't even expect the Viper, and it just countered the hero perfectly. So Alliance picking up their mid right then and there kind of crippled them for the rest of the game for me. And it's crippling them now, too. They
shows up. Oh god, the Yoku's hustling in to slow him down, man. They are trying to bully the hell out of S4, but Bulldog will be there this time. Steps in, beautiful chrono will catch out the 2. A follow-up stun will connect. And it looks like Alliance might be able to get a good response for themselves. Yoku tries to step away, but they glimpse him right back. Good job from Ake on that one, and they're going to be looking for more. Lotus steps in, gets off the crush, barely able to live, will be able to make it away. He's good. Aloha Dance has entered the battlefield now. Steps forward, hustles for Ake. He's going to be able to get that one. Where the hell has this guy been in the game? And now he wants to play. He hustles on forward, and now he's stuck between 2. Can S4 and EGM kite them? No, it looks like Aloha Dance is going to be popping the borrowed time and will 180 the hell out of there. And Virtus Pro came to play in this series, and they're trying to close out Game 2 as fast as they did Game number 1, but as far as we go, the kill score is even, 8-8.
Yeah, they just kind of need to weather the storm and get levels on their supports. So Alliance is actually doing a really good job kind of coming back into the game. But the problem still is, like, EGM is still level 4. S4 is 5. And Disruptor, played by Ake, is just level 4. And they're not getting the levels they desperately need. While on the other side of things, VP, sure, you have a Night Stalker level 4 and Avenge level 4. But they're happy with this. They're creating enough space for their cores. And they're constantly rotating around the map, finding kills. And I think the bigger thing is just having your mid-tier 1 tower down at 8 minutes for Alliance. That's just opens up so much possibilities from VP. But at the other side of things, Yoku.
Ake hustles in, and we'll be able to get the glimpse. It pulls it right back to Loda. Loda's going to use the kinetic field as long as possible before he might have to commit any sort of crush play. He's just following him with it. Now we'll be able to commit it here, and the right clicks will come out. Ake will actually pick up the kill on that one. Bottom lane, more action continues. Aloha Dance looking to kind of blitz on in here as Bulldog hustles back, turns around, gets the deny. S4 shows up, is going to be eating a Viper Strike. G, though, eating a wealth of damage. Can he get off at least some poison damage here? Both him and Aloha Dance will be going down. Another double kill for Bulldog on this one. And Alliance are back in the game. It felt like at first it was going to be them potentially ran over again, but it looks like this time they will survive and try to continue to make the most out of this daytime. Now pushing ahead 11 to Virtus Pro's 8.
Yeah, this is just where VP is just going to get constantly punished when they play super aggressive like this, and they only bring in 2 at a time. Like, it's the same thing last game where for Alliance. Like, you saw 2 go in mid for VP. They died. Now, oh, mid lane. S4 dead again. But,
wow.
That's 3 and 5 right now for your Leshrac. 4 assists, but those 5 deaths are brutal right now. Sure, Bulldog is 4-0 right now, but it's not the state of the game where you want to be. But Alliance, as long as they don't keep losing too many towers, they've only lost 2 so far, and they need to make sure they get prepared for the next nighttime. That's when VP are going to look extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous, and they're gonna have to weather that storm. So they're gonna set up now before it's nighttime, and they're gonna try to fight.
Okay, here they come. It's Virtus Pro. Alliance are trying to get here at attendance. They will be doing this without their Viper G. G's at the bottom lane, doesn't have a TP scroll. He's committed for the farm and possibly being the one to build up the mech, it looks like. That mech could be a big tool for Virtus Pro, but because they got caught up in so much fighting, it is going to be delayed a little bit. Okay, he's lingering forward, not level 6 yet, but he's looking to get a glimpse back, but he might glimpse back too much into his face. Armo Bulldog waiting for the chrono, will get it onto 3. It will not catch Aloha Dance, who is going to be isolated. Bulldog tries to man up versus the 3, but now with the help of S4, trying to burst him down with the help of the Pulse Ultimate, might be able to get a good follow-up time dilation for Yoku's going to lock him down, and he's going to be going down. No Fear catches a nice 2-man stun, and will force Alliance back. They force off and try to get a hold of S4, and they can't get him yet. Aloha Dance looking to hustle for him. We'll lock into this fight. Can he move in and get it done? Yes, he can. Bursts him apart on the back end side. Abaddon is going to, try to possibly go for what looks like a 2v4. They will ultimately lose their No Fear Doom, and it looks like Aloha Dance will be the next one to drop. Borrow time has already been committed, and he will go down. Another successful fight for Alliance on this one. Without having G present on his Viper, and, obviously they might not want to have him there until he has the mech, kind of shows that, Virtus Pro are not going to get away with these little 2, 3-man, and possibly even 4-man fights.
Well, this is looking so good now for Alliance, at least, for the level aspect of things, but they're still going to constantly fight. G's and Viz.
Ooh, nice stun on FNG before he's going to be able to get the magic missile off. Follow-ups crush from Loda, and that might secure the space for Alliance to make it away. They might have to just settle for an Ake kill here under the tower. Actually, he drops the Static Storm and will glimpse back No Fear. And with that, Alliance make it away from trouble. And they're already looking for the next objective. Mid lane, they're looking to go for Aloha Dance. They're going to get off the amp damage. But he pops the shield, and it looks like he will be able to avoid any sort of crush from Loda. And instead, Virtus Pro will just have to settle for a tier 1 of the top lane, Ryu.
Still the map controls going out for VP, and as we talked about, it's going to be nighttime really soon. So Alliance, they're not out of the clear yet. It's still going to be a bloodbath, and they still have to find ways to stall this game. When their ultimates are off cooldown, they're going to have to fight, and then whenever they're on cooldown, they're going to have to split up, try to farm as much as they can, maybe take some towers, because there's just no tower damage at all from Alliance right now. So they're trading tier 2s, and they can even defend this bottom tower. Like, sure, S4 went for the Diabolic Edict, but I was going to be curious to see if VP actually want to go high ground right here. Yeah, they don't have the mechanism, so this could be very bad, but it also could be very good just for at least making Alliance come back.
Courier is coming. It can't go fast enough to finish off. The mech, is going to be back in the stash, though. And here comes Virtus Pro. Darkness, swap back, S4, dead. Just like that. He will have buyback, otherwise he'll be on the sidelines for 30 seconds here. Can Alliance afford to let Virtus Pro kind of posture up inside their base? No Fear
that was
still.
A bit of misplay for EGM. Like, he could have swapped, and then swapped them out, but it's Chrono.
He's trying to save. That's a huge 5-man Chrono catch. Can Alliance do something with it? Big time dilation. Static Storm on top. G almost going to be going down the air. Going to get the finish for FNG. G will also drop. Now they look for Aloha Dance. He's going to get the borrow time off. Heals up, but it's just him and Yoku here. Alliance have already isolated Yoku, and they're going to get the follow back. This will turn into a 5-man wipe. Beautiful setup from Bulldog at the start, though, with that 5-man chrono. Virtus Pro, their positioning, unfortunately, just a bit too cluttered up. And Alliance do hold, and they punish.
And Rubik denied himself, so it was a 5-for-0 exchange. Well played from AGM, denying, getting a little bit back for not saving that. But still, S4 had to buy back, but well worth it there in that situation. And yeah, when you group up, you clump up like that, and then you don't have your Viper with the mech. It's like, sure, I can see understanding making that play, but they can do it again, though.
They can do it again.
They can do it again.
They don't have big cooldowns to work around, and they didn't even have to use the Doom. They're going to do it again while they got the mech. They're hoping. And you know what? Maybe that could have been pre-plotted for all we know from Virtus Pro. They're like, we're just going to go in there. Alliance could commit everything. We won't commit much. And then for round 2, they'll have nothing left in the tank. And just when they feel like they're confident and they're winning Ryu here in the top lane, that's when we make our move and we strike. And they're looking to do it now. Can they creep in and get the grab here? They're going to see both Loda and S4 pushing out the lane. S4 is going to be low on mana. Can they get into the side shop and stop them? There's going to be the wave. They got the vision. Loda might have to, make it away on his own. S4 not going to be so lucky. He just gets absolutely shreked apart. And Loda will find a corner to TP out from. But Virtus Pro, you can bet anything that they are going to be charging down this top lane. I mean, it looks like S4 is not going to have a buyback either. He's out for 40 seconds.
40 seconds. That's the problem with the buyback there. It's... you're dead for a lot longer. Chrono will be up, though. They still have the Wombo combo. But as long as VP is spread out and FNG, like we talked about, he just needs to stand in the back, swap somebody. Abaddon position himself a little bit better. And they should be able to take this.
Echo Saber also done on Bulldog here. Don't see that very often in the Faceless Void, but when you're going to be one of the true DPSers of this game and you get off chronos like that, you might want to get as much as you can with the benefit, of course, of his time lock with double hits. So we'll see if it's going to be enough. Aloha Dance looking to take the tower, holds that borrowed time, and it looks like they'll reposition here. They don't want to get caught in a 5-man chrono. There's going to be a pullback for G, and a chrono's going to catch 3. Swap back, though, is going to save G so he can step back and try to get off a good mech, and there it's going to go. Now Static Stormy is going to be dropped right at the choke point, but they've already found Bulldog, and they're going to be bursting him down. Now they look for Loda. Virtus Pro with a big fight here. Could quickly end this game. They're going to get S4 down. He drops. He's out for 45 seconds. No buyback is going to be available. No fear looking to retreat. Bulldog buys back. He goes in. Glimpse pulls him out, and they're going to get him down. Now they look for G. Can they get it? Alliance, it looks like they are going to be holding, but G's able to get that takedown of the takedown, and with that follow-up, they're also going to get Ake here. He gets dropped. 2 left, and 2 are going to battle it out. Bulldog and Yoku look to square up and have a boxing match here. Bulldog trying to use the Echo Saber, gets the time dilation, the jump in, and he gets the triple kill. Whew, it's a long-winded, bloody rumble in the top lane. But Alliance will get the final say at the end. Virtus Pro cannot do any work inside the base.
When was the last time Admiral Bulldog was 11-1 at 16 minutes in the game? I'm pretty sure that's never. Maybe a Furion game or something, but oh my goodness. He's just kind of carrying his team on his back right now. Sure, he was forced to buy back, but they held, and they desperately need it. Still, the biggest problem right now for Alliance is S4 is getting 0 item progression, and that's hurting him a lot. But at the same time, still Loda and Admiral Bulldog are. So they can potentially still carry this game. And it's a very even neck-and-neck game. So...
Alliance have spotted FNG. Get up to the high ground, boy. They pull him right up, but they can't finish him off yet. Loda going to commit the crush here. Catches onto G. Beautiful Static Storm follow-up from Ake is going to catch them all. And now Alliance are looking to take the game right back in their court. They can... Virtus Pro have pushed hard enough into the Alliance base, and now Alliance are going to be fighting back. Bulldog catches a nice chrono. They'll finish off No Fear first and then move for the rest. They hustle for Yoku. They're going to get the pullback, and they will be able to take him down. Alliance get a 4-man wipe, and now they're going to look to make it another 5-man spread. Aloha Dance is going to fight with everything he can to try to at least get EGM, but it's not going to be happening. There's a time dilation, even a Fade Bolt. Loda picks up that kill, and they're going to go right for the Roche Pit. Even a DD rune is waiting for him.
Yep, and that's just like saying thank you for the free Roche VP, and time dilation, pretty much MVP this game right now, just crushing Abaddon's hopes and dreams. I mean, even shutting down the the other spells of the Night Stalker is very crucial too with the Void. But I mean, when you look back on it, Abaddon is just completely countered by what Bulldog can do. As long as he just gets a time dilation off Abaddon in these team fights, doesn't have all the heals to work with, and it's just crippling VP. And it's what looked like potentially an easy game for VP. It's just turning into a game for Alliance to win this, because as we talked about earlier, Alliance's late game is super scary, especially with all these, huge team fight controls. And one good chrono, as we've seen, one good chrono just changes the whole complexity of the team fight. So and Bulldog's been hitting them, so.
And we got to be getting nervous now for Virtus.pro. I mean, they hit their stride, they hit their peak. It doesn't get much easier than this moving forward. Only Alliance are going to get that much stronger, but I think Virtus.pro recognize that, and I don't imagine they're going to be backing down anytime soon. But Alliance are already doing their own means of being offensive. Look at this wraparound play. With a huge setup, this could totally decimate Virtus.pro, and they are going to be sweeping in right from behind. Bulldog makes the move in. Loda's going to be first to jump, though. There's the crush. No Fear could be going down. Bulldog, beautiful catch on the 3 with the Chronosphere, and now S4 moves in with the pulse. Static Storm is there on top from Ake. And Alliance have a beautiful head start to this fight. Can Virtus.pro withstand this one? Yoku looking to move in, trying to at least get S4 down. They almost got him. No! They're not going to be able to get him. He walks away. Beautiful glimpse back, and another 5-man wipe. What feels like almost the 3rd straight 5-man wipe for Alliance in this game.
Yeah, that's the problem with VP's lineup. They're kind of forced to play like this, where you're constantly farming or running at heroes because they don't have easy ways to run it or to clear the lanes. So you're just like, well, we have to 5-man, else we're not going to be able to farm as effectively as Alliance. And fighting into an Aegis, though, that's, I don't know. And with them having superior, advantage in positioning of the map, because that's the problem with VP, right? You clump up, or you're pushing, right? You show your intention. You're gonna push to the lane, and then all Alliance have to do is just smoke gank, go from behind, and you're just like, well, element of surprise in Alliance's favor, and it's just becoming too easy at this stage of the game for Alliance just to get these huge Chronospheres off. So I think the way back for VP right now, it's kind of like you kind of have to stall the game and stop running your bodies at them, but I don't think that's in VP's.
That's not Virtus.pro's way of playing. And and you said it right. It almost becomes predictable at this point what they're going to be looking to do. That round 2 play at the top lane, that was when they were hoping to win the game. And they were hoping for getting like an 18-minute GG. Alliance wouldn't suspect them coming back with the mech and with the Doom ready to go. But with that huge hold play that Alliance had, that got them in this game and kept them alive. But Virtus.pro, this is round, 3, 4? They don't care if they get 5-man wiped over and over again. They're going to end this game, and they're going to try to end this series. And, well, they might be able to at least get this tier 3. Aloha Dance, though, going right into borrowed time. Bulldog, though, insta-doomed! No crush for him, but the crush actually comes from Loda. And can they at least get the no fear response? Static Storm goes down. This is great for Virtus.pro, though. Bulldog out of the picture. Could be bad, but that's only his first life. Now comes round 2 for Alliance. Bulldog jumps forward, and I think Virtus.pro, they don't want to hang around to fight. No Fear has no say in the matter, though, because he gets glimpsed right back. And, well, survived. Bulldog is going to catch him and Aloha Dance under the chrono. They'll get the finish on the No Fear. And now they're going to be looking for more. Yoku caught in a fight with Bulldog up at the north, while G looking to make his move in. Holding now, has the Dragon Lance, catching him from afar. Bulldog, though, with the double kill, continues to have one of the best Void games we've ever seen. Gets a triple kill now. Glimpse back for Aloha Dance. Can you give the man an ultra? Certainly you can. Bulldog doing one hell of a faceless Void game. This one is all him. Props to the Dong Master. Another 5-man wipe Ryu. He'll finish this game 16-1. My goodness, we're going to game 3.
I mean, it's just one of those situations where, like, VP is, like, potentially they could hold off and try to take this maybe 50, 60 minutes and, have Night Stalker, Ags, and a Viper that could be decently farmed. Going against the Leshrac, because both of them were shut down so heavily for G and S4. It's kind of like they were just like, sacrificial lambs this game. But it just looked like they didn't really care to take this game. Like they didn't want to play a 50-minute game. They just like said, we're just gonna throw our bodies at Alliance, and if we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. And they don't care because they have a game 3 apparently. But it's one of those situations where you see the Doom getting glimpsed back, and all they have to do is just immediately TP out, run, retreat, farm, go elsewhere, and it would have been completely fine because they doomed up the Faceless Void, and the only reason why Alliance won that team fight was because they had the Aegis. So they still had a lot of potential to actually win this game from VP. That's why I'm actually very disheartened or very disappointed as spectating this game for VP to still not play this, because that was actually very fun and entertaining to watch. I was just, why did they GG out so early? There was still potential for comeback. It just
wasn't. After 4 5-man wipes, I think you've had enough, and you'd rather just go for a reset.
I can understand that. But
that's what Virtus Pro are going to do, and we're going to be heading into a game 3, folks. So sit tight. It's Alliance for Virtus Pro for the Summit 5 Europe qualifier. We'll see you soon.